these two different kinds of shoulder presses seem to recruit the shoulders. And for 10, and I started doing these like maybe a month ago at the park today. There was no video yesterday because I went for jiu-jitsu classes, and that's going to stay for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Although they are opening up more classes at later times, so I can make it. And I don't want just to do jiu-jitsu. I want to learn overall MMA and kickboxing and stuff. So I don't know. I'll have to think about how I want to split my workouts and be able to do that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, for the today's workout, I have my cables, my steel maces, and most of my kettlebells. And I don't know, I'm pretty much planning on doing mostly an upper body workout, but probably going to well, not probably, there might be some movements that involve a little bit of legs and stuff as well, and then end off with some juggling since I haven't done that in a few days. In any case, for the first set of exercises, starting off with single arm cable rows. So wait, what? Is it stuck? Oh yeah, it's stuck. There you go. I was like, why is this so heavy all of a sudden? Anyway, so pretty much doing standing cable rows. I've mentioned this cue in past videos, but going to rotate my palm inwards and also move my body away from the outstretched arm. And then as I'm rowing, I'm going to rotate into it. Doing this for 10 to 15 reps. It's cloudy here today, and the weather forecast said it was going to like rain and thunderstorm or whatever. I don't know, like even if there's like a minute chance, like a 30% or 40% chance, and even if it's a little bit of a drizzle, the icon that indicates that it's going to rain, like shows like it's going to rain a lot and everyone's talking about it and stuff. And so it gives off this impression that it's going to rain super heavy, and it's barely drizzled even. And you know, like the park seems empty and stuff, so it feels like a lot of people have opted to stay inside instead of get out. But the weather is still super enjoyable, and yeah, I don't know. I guess the point I'm trying to make is all these forecasts and news and stuff need to be taken with a grain of salt, and you should probably go out and experience whatever there is to experience. The microphone is also super weird in this area, so I'm going to play this video back after I record it and make sure that it stays. If not, then I'll move to the playground area. In any case, for the second movement, doing 10 kettlebell snatches each hand. And then finally ending off with single hand 360s with my 15-pound mace. I might have done a rep extra, but whatever. So yeah, doing these 3 movements for now. Yeah, nothing to say at the moment. I do have some thoughts, but whatever. We'll get to that later. Moved to the playground area because some kids were having soccer practice and I didn't want to get in the way. In any case, for the next set I'm doing, or next set of exercises, I'm doing arm dominant tricep. So starting off with tricep pushdowns, I'm going to go for 15 to 20 reps. With tricep pushdowns, I'm a huge fan of doing high reps. I really like to feel the blood going into the muscles and really focus on mind muscle contraction when I'm doing tricep specific movements. Then with the kettlebell, doing curl to shoulder press. So I'm keeping the kettlebell in the middle, just because with this movement I find that, so I'll just show you what I'm talking about. When I do a curl to press like this, I don't know, there's something about the angle at which it's coming up with this specific kettlebell that it's, I don't know, just feeling a little weird right now. So when I put it in the middle, it felt a lot better. I'm going to do this for 10. When I do arm specific exercises, I'm a huge fan of pairing triceps and biceps. It seems to give the best pump. And the big part of like muscle growth seems to be the ability to get a pump in the muscles that you're working. It's referred to as metabolic stress, from what I understand. I guess metabolic stress is just like the scientific term for the pump. And then finishing off with 360s with my 25-pound mace. I'm going to do this for 5 sets and then on to something else. So for the next set of movements, doing a vertical back pull. So I'm using the ankle strap as the handle this time. So I'm going to have the have the cable or the hold around my wrist. This kind of changes the way the movement feels on the back. I actually think I'm able to get a much I don't know if it's much more or just a different kind of stretch. I'm able to stretch out, it feels like my upper back and scapula area a lot more with this hold. And yeah, so I saw someone do this online, Elastaboy on Instagram, and so I thought I'd give it a shot. And yeah, that's pretty much what I noticed, is that I'm getting like a more complete stretch. So like with the regular handle, it feels like when I do the even the cue that I was showing earlier to stretch the back out, like I feel it primarily in like the outer lats, that goes from the side here. With this version of it, I'm able to feel it more in my mid upper back as well, along with the lats. So yeah, that's just what I feel. It could be different for others, but yeah, here's what that looks like. So sitting down to where like the kettlebell kind of lands in between my legs, and my fingers are completely free, and then same cue as in the previous back movement is like I'm rotating my hands out and looking away and pulling down with my wrist. I'm trying to get my wrist to my chest by the end of the motion. I'm going for 10 to 12. Switching sides. I'm having the strap position such that it's like right, like my wrist is, the wrist joint is positioned kind of right in the middle of it. I'm also trying to tilt my neck away at the stretch position. The reason I like to tuck my or tilt my neck away is because the act of tilting the neck stretches out the traps, and in my mind I want to stretch out all the muscles in the back on one side at the stretch position. So like if I keep it straight versus keep it like this, it may not necessarily be a stronger position or whatever, but I'm trying to like stretch out everything on one side when I'm doing that movement. Then supersetting that with a steel mace complex with my 25-pound steel mace. So doing 360s. Then I'm going to do 3 shoulder presses with like while the handle stays stationary on one side. And then I'm going to do 3 shoulder presses, both hands at the same time. Repeating on the other side. And I'm going to repeat this one more time on each side. These 2 different kinds of shoulder presses seem to recruit the shoulders in quite different ways. So yeah, going to do this for 5 sets and on to something else. So for the final set of movements, before I move into some kettlebell juggling, if the light permits, doing a similar move like before with the wrist grip, but just doing rows. So pretty similar cues as before, rotating out and bringing my wrist into the chest, going for 10 each side. The contraction feels quite a bit different. Well, not quite a bit, definitely different enough to where I'm considering doing a lot more of these in future workouts. And other side, going for 10. Now moving into some upside down sit-ups. For 10. And I started doing these like maybe a month ago. I wasn't nearly as good and confident as these. And then ending off with lying knee raises. Going alternate, single, double, single, double. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for now, and then on to some juggling. Probably a really small session because it's getting pretty dark. All right, on to a mini juggling session. Those wrist grip pull downs were new today. Let's just talk later. Try to catch that too early. But yeah, those wrist grip rows were definitely new today. And then also that combo where I did shoulder presses, 3 incline and then 3 straight. That was kind of new too. Ah. Alright, just gonna end it with that one. That's all for today's video. See y'all tomorrow.